Warning, this podcast contains Daryl?
Hello everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for The Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 15, East. I'm your host, Clio, and with me I have John and Dom.
Hi.
You were very confused about whether it had Daryl in it or not.
Well, I'm more
this
confused.
This podcast has Daryl?
I'm more confused of whether or not Daryl's going to continue to be on this podcast.
Yeah. Do you want to start with that?
We could. That's kind of the big boom.
Yeah. Well, he got shot.
He did.
Dwight shoots Daryl.
Ouch.
Where he shoots him is unclear.
In the dick revenge.
Oh.
God, no, not in the dick. And
it appears to be his right shoulder.
Yes, that is where it appears to be. At first, listen, okay, I had to rewind because I dropped my food all over myself.
Oh God.
And didn't really see, because the way it splattered after he shot him made it look like it was a headshot. Like,
yeah.
You know, that's usually what they use for when you shoot a walker in the head that's too close to the camera.
Yeah.
You know? Also, by the way, I have to say, as someone who knows film stuff, I hate it when they do that shit. When, like, they splatter blood on the camera. It's like, stop.
That's expensive.
Don't do that. Well, no. And I mean, I can't speak to whether this was, they actually got prop blood on the camera or not.
No, I don't think so.
But when they CGI it onto the camera,
you know
what I really don't like.
Maybe they did get some prop blood on the camera. Due to the
let's make it crazy.
Close proximity, and decided to just CGI the rest in to cover up so they wouldn't have to reshoot. That's a possibility.
That's possible.
Who knows? I don't think it was. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say, but
I just hate when they do it in CGI. I'm like, why? What was the point?
Yeah. Yeah, Daryl's definitely not dead. There's no way.
No.
Not yet. Anyway.
Well, but this is my thing now. I mean, they've been teasing a lot of deaths in the show, and you know, it's not going to be Daryl now. It's not going to be Glenn, probably.
That leaves one person. Honestly, Rick.
There's a few people.
Leaves Rick.
No, it's not Rick. Oh my God, you guys are so stuck on that.
Every season, I'm like, this
character.
is it. Rick is gonna die.
Yeah, but now Rick is in a love interest, and you know what happens when people fall in love?
Yeah.
Someone dies.
A lot.
Well, Leah, let's go back to the beginning of the episode. They show like all the happy couples, and it's just like, I agree with Chris Hardwick, where like whenever they show that, I'm just like, why are you showing me this? Are they gonna die? What's happening? Like, I can't enjoy those scenes because I'm full of anxiety. It's just like, oh God, stop.
What, you didn't like the sex apple?
The shag apple.
The shag apple, sorry.
Shag apple.
Right.
I was so confused. I'm like, why do they have an apple in bed? What's happening? What were they using that apple for before they started eating it?
Nothing. It was a snack. You're a bad person.
I am a bad person. That's just a weird bed snack to me.
Alright. They don't exactly have fucking Tostitos on demand. Like, what do you want? What snack do you take to bed? Like,
I'm just making a comment, John.
I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know.
I've never taken an apple to bed.
That should have been a hamburger. What are you doing taking an apple to your bed stand? That's not...
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for questioning their snack choices.
And I mean, Carol's the only one that bakes things, so they don't even have, like, cookies or brownies or anything to bring to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than bringing a raw potato to bed.
And maybe that's just a nice way to wake up Rick, because he's lazy. So she just
Here,
crunches an apple in his fucking face. Just like, here, fucker.
Michonne seems like the kind of person that would eat the core.
Oh, yeah.
She's so tough, she just eats the core.
Yeah.
If she wasn't sharing, she would have just inhaled it in one shot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing.
It's a nutritious snack, how dare you?
It's the worst thing you could ever bring to bed. Can you imagine all the crumbs?
All those apple crumbs.
Oh,
Yep.
Apple crumbs. Hashtag apple crumbs.
This is how we get ants, Lana.
Do you want ants? No.
You want ants? Because this is how you get ants. Oh my gosh, sorry. So we got some like Carol prep time before she goes on her vision quest.
Vision
And
quest? She's like a shaman now?
No, everybody has to go on a vision quest. It's a coming of age thing. Anyway.
Okay.
I didn't realize her sewing. That was her sewing the gun into the coat.
Yeah,
I didn't realize the gun was sewn into the coat.
I did
That
after
was-
she shot it.
Well, yes. No, and I knew it was in there. I didn't realize that was her. She had sewn it in. That
Yeah.
was pretty ingenious. And I mean, it shows that even though she doesn't want to kill people anymore, she's ready for it. She's like she's not going out just to get herself killed, you know?
Yeah.
Still protecting herself.
It's like, which, who are the people who are in the Shaun of the Dead movie? Who are those guys? I can't think of like their
Peg
name.
and
Yeah,
Nick
Simon Pegg and
Nick Frost.
yeah, because there's just this one scene where the big guy is just like loading a shotgun. He's just like, shape, damn shape. That's Carol.
Is it the bar owner? Who's
Yeah.
loading shotgun? Okay.
I think so. There's a gif of it that's always on the internet.
Damn shame.
Damn shape. It's just
Yeah. But she almost like immediately runs into Saviors, which the Talking Dead has dubbed truck dicks.
Mm-hmm.
truck dicks.
Truck dicks. And
It's scary how close they were.
yeah. Yeah, and like before we at least I feel like we were talking about it, how we thought that they like didn't know where Alexandria was before, but now they're like, oh, we've seen these cars with the things in them that's in front of Alexandria, and it's
Yeah, they
like,
named it.
oh my god, they've been
They
yeah,
name dropped the
named
place.
it. They described it. They've been looking. They've been watching them.
Yeah.
And before we thought they didn't know where it was. So this is well, I guess some time has passed too, right? Since
I don't think that much.
Since their murderous rampage.
Probably not too much.
I mean, Maggie still has the bruises, so
Yeah.
It's true.
if it is, it's only a couple days.
Yeah. So
Week
I mean,
tops.
we have further evidence of that because they've been ambushing them left and right. I mean,
Yeah.
especially in this episode, it was just nothing but ambushes the whole damn time. So,
Yeah.
you know, clearly
Well,
they have the intelligence factor.
Yeah. One failed ambush and one successful ambush.
Right. Yeah.
Because Carol murdered them all. But we don't know where she went, right? Morgan's still off looking for her. That's how we ended, right?
So she headed towards the barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick let Morgan go, and if Morgan doesn't come back, don't go looking for him. So.
And I think like this, the whole, Rick Morgan jaunt really made Rick trust Morgan again, or at least trust him with the task he has, going to find Carol.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. He explained to him, like, look, if I didn't let the wolf live, Denise would have been dead, and you would not have had your son. So
Yeah. I think
I'm not always wrong.
I think he more put his intentions and his actions into perspective for Rick to understand. I don't think it's ever been conveyed properly. I think this is the first time that they're able to see each other on eye to eye, and Rick kind of got through to him and like says, sometimes you have to kill, like that was implied, but like, and that's why he handed Morgan the gun, because sometimes you don't have a choice.
And he took it.
He did.
Which is a big deal.
Mm-hmm. And whether Morgan uses it or not, I think it's just Rick feels better that he has the option. That it's not just, Morgan and a stick alone in the fields. But I really liked Morgan talking about circles. I saved this person's life and it came back around and he saved someone else. And
all the way back to Carl.
That's true. Yeah, all the way back to Carl. And that's true. But then you look at the other circle in this episode, which is Dwight, who did bad things to Daryl. Daryl let him go, and he comes back and continues to do terrible things. So I think there's this... neither person is wrong. Morgan's not wrong for letting the wolf live. Daryl's not wrong for letting Dwight live. It's just this, what happens is there are consequences, and you don't know what they are until they've come full circle.
Yeah.
It's just a very enlightening episode.
It's almost what is the what is that like that chart where you have the two circles that interlocked? What's that called?
Venn diagram?
Venn diagram.
Yeah, the Venn diagram. It's like that. The two circles exist, and they're gonna have overlap, and that's that common ground in between there. That's where they're both right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Because it all does come back around. It's just you don't know how.
Yep.
Right. I mean, there's oh god, this episode was just full of like, why are you leaving? Why?
Yeah, it's
Stop.
Because okay, let's talk about this because Daryl runs off, and I initially thought it was to go find Carol, but then we find out he left before Tobin told Rick. And I assumed that Tobin took it straight to Rick. So Daryl left without knowing Carol's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I instantly knew what he was going to do, and it's like after, because you put that into perspective, the talk that he just had with Carol about how he blames himself and he shouldn't have let him Dwight live, and it's like he feels responsible for Denise, and all that. I knew as soon as like the episode started and Daryl's like beelining it out the door, I go, he's going to avenge Denise.
Yeah. And I mean, it didn't help that Carol just, without any context, says, "You're right, you were right." I mean, Daryl definitely took that a little personally, I think.
That was a moment where he really needed guidance and like a good old pep talk.
Yeah.
And that kind of got blown to shit.
Yeah, and all he got was, "You were right." And it's like, that's not what... No, Carol!
Not quite it.
Not quite what was needed, but... Yeah, Carol's whole thing really made sense. She can't... She doesn't... It's not that she can't. She doesn't want to kill anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's put in a position where she's got to protect the people she loves, this community, she's going to have to, and she doesn't want to. But we see she's still willing to.
Yeah. I just want to know where the hell she went.
I know, me too.
To the barn.
Because there was
Find the
blood.
Lord.
Because there was blood trailing off into the grass that we didn't see where it came from. Like in the whole.
Oh, that was that guy's blood. Who was
Which guy?
following her? The guy with the gunshot wound in his back.
But he was following behind Rick and Morgan. He wasn't in front of them, was he?
I thought he was behind them as well.
I thought. Oh, maybe you're right. Well, Carol's dead.
So we don't know. Well, we don't know. Because I didn't see her get injured.
No, she didn't.
Were any of the truck people missing? Were they all accounted for? When Rick came there?
Well, we had zombie guy she stabbed. The loudmouth, who Rick stabbed. We had guy in the front seat, who pretended to be dead.
Guy on the hood, and then guy being... There was one being eaten.
There was 5. I think there were 5, and I'm pretty sure...
Because if one of them...
She straight up killed 2 of them in the first volley.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if one of them was only bleeding and not dead, like they were shot, even in the chest, whatever, were not fatally wounded, and she carried them off for information, that could be the blood trail.
Or it could have been the guy looking for his horse.
Yeah.
He didn't seem very injured to me.
Yeah.
I feel like Carol would have taken one of them to gain access to somewhere. Like, take me to this place. Bring me to your leader.
But I don't think that's
Carol
why
again and save everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe.
With Tara and Jesus.
But that's not why she left.
No, it's not, but it became...
Or maybe...
It became as soon as they shot her car.
Well, honestly, I think it's because they were talking about Alexandria, how they were going
100%. Yeah.
Going to it.
Because
so
they're
maybe
like...
she drags one of them off.
They're like, hey, we know the name of this place. We know things that are going on there, like the spiked cars. Like, they were identified. Like, she tried to play the whole innocent routine, and it didn't work. I mean, it gave her the advantage of surprise, but it didn't work in terms of making them think she was nobody.
Well, they talked about that on Talking Dead. And I don't think there she was acting. I think she was fighting with herself.
Yeah, I agree.
Killing those men.
Yeah. She was legitimately hyperventilating.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. But my point being is, when she set off to leave, she didn't plan on saving Alexandria, but as soon as they announced it, and it's like, she doesn't have a choice, she's hyperventilating, she's like, okay, I gotta fix this. So, she's MacGyver.
She's MacGyver. She's gonna use whatever's on hand to fix it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do like the Carol swoops in and saves the day thing, like again.
Yeah.
It just seems like that's gonna get tired.
Right, and see, I can't peg down who it's gonna be, but maybe Carol's the one that dies in this thing. Carol goes to save the day, and Negan has her.
I will tell you this: as soon as he says, "Hey, I'm Negan," someone gets their fucking head bashed in. Like that's the first thing that happens. So, you know.
I said this earlier. I don't know if I said it while we were rolling, but if there's I feel like this show's going to give me actual hard problems. And if any show is going to kill me, it's going to be The Walking Dead. Just I have so much anxiety, so much like suspense in every episode. I'm just like, oh god, no.
Yeah, it's been rough, man. I mean, we don't know what Daryl's fate is. Michonne's been captured. Rosita and Glenn. I mean, it's not good.
Yeah, that was the successful ambush.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know where Carol is. Morgan's on a vision quest finding Carol.
Why is everybody going on vision quest? I'd hate to see Carl's vision quest. It's only like half put into his perspective.
Well, it'll be a lot
shorter.
Just
it's a shallow depth of field.
Be about half as long.
Same distance, it just looks shorter.
Yeah, it's just. Now I wonder if he can
Doesn't
still
get
shoot.
the full picture.
Like if he figured out how to compensate for his not eye.
I'm sure we haven't seen him practice.
Carl's gonna become a sniper.
I think it's going to take practice.
But he did pick
He's
up a
gonna
gun
be
in this
Deadshot.
episode.
Yo, Carl's Deadshot. We're done. That's it.
No, Carl's gonna pick up a sniper rifle and realize that, with one eye, because you're gonna keep one eye closed anyway, so you can look down the scope. Carl's just gonna become a sniper.
Yeah.
Boom. Done.
Hang out with Sasha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Sasha dies and he takes over.
I like Sasha.
I do too.
I like Sasha.
I like everybody. I don't want anybody to die. Somebody's got to die. And it can't be, like, somebody we don't care about.
Exactly. It has to be someone we care about.
Like, it can't be... Not that I'm saying we don't care about, but it can't be, like, Enid. That's not tragic enough. That's not... I mean, it is, but it's not.
Given it's got... If it's going to be Enid, it needs more time. It needs the time for her and Maggie to be like sisters. And then kill her.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing.
Or develop her and Carl relation, too.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Although I think her and Maggie's relationship is more interesting.
I agree. I don't like her hair. Personal preference, I just don't like her hair.
It looks good.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It'd be really bad if it was Michonne. At this point.
Yeah. We can't lose our ninja.
I mean, out of everybody that we have, all right, so we have Daryl, which seems like an obvious choice because his fate is completely undecided.
Right.
Because of the comics. He doesn't exist in the comics.
Yeah.
Glenn would be a tragedy. They've hinted at it so many times. They've put us on the edge that if it finally happens, and because this is the way it goes down in the comic books, it's going to be extremely tragic, especially with, a kid on the way with Maggie,
Theoretically a kid on the way.
Theoretically.
Right.
Well, all right, but this is my thing. I'm going to be very angry if they do Glenn, and not because, like, oh god, Glenn's dead, but because, like, you fucking did the whole season. We were like,
yeah.
Is Glenn going to die? And now I'm just sick of it. So if you kill Glenn, I'm not going to be mad that Glenn's gone. I'm just like, all right, good. Now you can stop.
That's the thing, and that's why when the whole dumpster zombie falling happened, when we see he's still alive, I was just like so fucking drained. Because it had felt like I lost Glenn already, you know what I mean? And to have that happen again.
Yeah.
In the same season, no less.
Stupid.
But I mean, who else is left after that? It would be Carol, right? Carol goes, that would be horrible. Like, everybody would feel that one. Like, because Melissa McBride's a fantastic actress.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is I'm leaning more towards Carol now, and only because she's in such a crisis state that I don't know if she really has the time to get out of it.
Right.
So they might just, like...
Well, and that's the other thing, too, is, like, didn't I just get through saying an episode or two ago that this thing that she, like, her tactics are only going to work so far. Like, they're only going to get her to a certain point. It's going to catch up with her. It can't work forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because, I mean, she tries to pull that shit with Negan, he's just going to kill her. He does not care.
Right.
Yeah, he doesn't give a
he's
shit.
not the kind of guy who's going to talk to you about it. He's just going to beat your head in.
Right. And then... So I'm laying with Carol. Then there's Michonne. I don't see that. She's been such a background character for this season to me, compared to a lot of the other characters. She hasn't, like, Carol's whole story this season is way more developed than anything Michonne's been doing. I'm not trying to belittle Michonne, but, like, she just hasn't been in the forefront of the storyline right now. So I feel like killing her off wouldn't have much meaning, even though, like, she's got this whole relationship with Rick. It would still be horrible, but I don't think we'd feel it as hard.
Yeah.
Rick is another choice that, like, yeah, Rick's still, going whatever in the comics and stuff. He's missing a hand or something. But, like, they could kill Rick off. They could go a completely different direction here. Because I think it was Lauren Cohan who said on an interview recently that this season finale is shocking. Like, so when I think of shocking, I think, she worded something else, and she described it as something like that's almost like, I forget the exact wording, but it seemed like something that TV doesn't do, like something that you don't expect often. And she compared it to The Sopranos. She said, like The Sopranos. And what happened in the end of The Sopranos?
Abruptly cut to black. I actually don't know what happened in the end of Sopranos.
Literally nothing. They just faded to black.
Well, it's implied that the main character died.
No, it's not. It's not anything.
It's
cut to black. Dom.
It's implied. I understand it's cut to black, but they've said in post interviews now that that's what was implied. That's what the director implied by that. So
I don't remember. I remember reading the opposite, that like he was just like, no, you're just not supposed to know.
Yeah, that was initially when it first happened, but it's been years and stuff after the fact. He said it's kind of implied that's what went on. So, that would be a big, bold move for TV to kill their main character,
I would stop watching the show.
Would you? Over Rick?
I mean...
Yeah. It'd be over for me. This is Rick's story for me. I'm sorry. I wouldn't watch the show. It wouldn't be interesting enough.
See, Rick is the character I care the least about.
Right now, the way Rick's story's going, him dying now doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If anyone watched us when we did it back when the governor was still around, I was so adamant that they were both going to die. Like they were both going to take each other out, sort of a thing. And if he was going to go at any time, it would have been then, I think.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, the only other shocking thing I could think of, but I don't think it would make it through the censors, is Judith. Like, I don't think the censors would allow it.
Well, Andrew Lincoln said that he was physically ill when he read the script, so... I mean, that would be weird.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep just a garbage can right next to myself.
Just in case.
It's a 90-minute episode.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's a long time.
Let's finish talking about the... Yeah, I know. Like, I'm thinking about it now, and it's stressing me out.
I don't know. I actually, when they said that, I was like, I don't know if I could do that.
I'm not going to make it.
I'm
going to have to watch it in chunks.
I'm going to go with what we're talking about. The one that makes the most sense to me is Carol. And unfortunately, I think that's the direction they're leaning in.
I agree.
Dom, we just did an Arrow podcast. I'm going to have to reiterate myself. I'm done guessing. I'm done guessing. I can't anymore.
I just want to be right. It's really all it is. I just want to be right. So that way it hurts less.
I don't know. But we have Maggie. Yes, she cuts her hair, but then she has, like, pains in her tummy.
She's having a miscarriage.
Baby, that's what I thought. I was like, no, but the baby.
I told you they weren't doing two babies.
See, I don't know, because I'm not saying that stomach pains can't be a sign of it, but I've known two people that had miscarriages and there was no pain whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean that can happen,
but
it can happen with intense pain as well. So it's really it depends on how it happens.
Yeah, and considering she's had so much trauma recently,
yeah,
it's likely.
I mean, she took some shots to the back, but even still, that it's not her belly, but
it's her lower back.
Yeah.
That is very close. Like, I mean, that's that's the other side of the area where you're having the baby.
I mean, you saw Glenn focusing on it.
Yeah.
He's
and not to get too gross and personal, but when I have period pains, it's in my back. It's in my lower back. It's where she got her bruises. So I can completely understand from those injuries her having a miscarriage.
Or the pickles were just that bad.
I know. I
Yvette
want
said.
to agree with Yvette Nicole Brown that the pickles were just went bad. Because it's just too much to think of the other way.
Like I was fucking right.
And here's what
I wasn't right the right way. Well, I might be right. I don't know.
Yeah. And what I keep thinking is she might lose the baby and she might lose Glenn. If she loses both of them.
Bye, Maggie.
I honestly just hope if that happens, we get murderous Maggie. Like, just Maggie don't give fucks anymore.
They're just gonna send her out to pasture.
Yeah, but we already have Carol.
Hey, we're talking like there's only one person who's gonna die. If Negan rolls up, I feel like it's gonna be a Thanos type situation, and half the people are gonna be dead.
No, he's not gonna do that. That's not his endgame.
Oh, it's not?
No, his endgame is to kill one person to put the fear of God in them. Remember what he did to the hilltop people?
Yes.
He came in, smashed the shit out of one person, was like, this could be you if we don't strike a deal that I favor. So that's what's going to be.
But this is Rick and crew.
Well,
they're probably not going to strike any deal. So if they stand against him...
Rick said he's got a deal for Negan. Or not Negan, but a Savior's.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure his deal is...
multiple gunshot wounds.
A double deuce. I don't know, man.
I just...
Let's talk about a nice moment. Let's talk about a nice moment in this episode.
There was a nice moment?
When Rick and... the shower was nice. But Rick and Abraham had a little talk. Where both men were just, like, honest about the relationships they've just embarked on. And that was very sweet. And how Rick was scared. And he said it. And Abraham agreed. And it was a sweet moment.
And then he wanted to say he's going to tear the world a new asshole.
Yep. And I believe him. He's going to at least try.
Yep.
I just wanted to mention that. That was a sweet moment. And then Carl takes a gun
that has a bat on it.
Lucille carved in it, in the handle. At first I was just like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
No.
That is Lucille.
What would be really, really, really funny is if the curveball is not that, Daryl dies or Rick dies or Carol dies. It's like fucking Carl just shoots Negan in the fucking head. He just rolls up and Carl just pops him. He's like, "Sup? How's that season for you?"
I would love that.
It'd be really funny if they just like fucked with all of us. Like, yeah, we got Jeffrey D. Morgan to play him. It's gonna be really, it's gonna be a great role for him. And bap, which is, I would die. I would die laughing. If Carl's just like, "What, bitch? Deal with me."
Oh, that'd be phenomenal. They would never do it.
And the one chance that we'd have of getting Omikins on the show again.
Yeah.
Be gone.
Yep. That is true.
That would throw us for a loop, and maybe that's but that's again not.
That'd be really
I don't know.
The thought has crossed my mind.
Yeah.
I want Morgan to be the one to kill Negan.
Yeah, you know what? That would be.
When the time finally comes, I want Morgan to be the one to do it.
That's his choice, and that's his first kill since he went vegan.
If I'm not mistaken, though, Negan is still alive in the comics. So, we got a ways to go.
Speaking of the comics, the armored man who is looking for his horse is actually a nod to another settlement in the comics called the Kingdom, right, John?
Yeah.
The Kingdom?
Yeah.
Whose leader is Ezekiel.
Interesting.
And I feel like.
And they ride on horseback and they wield medieval weapons.
What's up with all these biblical named people?
I don't know.
Ezekiel,
Listen,
Jesus.
Think about it, though. You're in the Bible Belt during the apocalypse. If people are going to lean on anything, it's going to be the Bible.
Yeah. No, I get that. I don't know anybody named Ezekiel nowadays. Like, where are these people coming from? Are these their real names? Like, or are they...
They go by Zeke.
I get Jesus was a given name. I get that much. But Ezekiel, that sounds like...
Who knows?
A name.
I guess sometime in the future we're going to find out.
Yeah.
When, Walking Dead enters its 11th season.
He has a very unique pet that I'm wondering how they're going to do, if at all.
What is that pet?
Mentioned that too.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I think...
I'm kind of curious. I want to know.
I mean, I can tell you, but I don't want to ruin it.
I don't know. It's up to you guys if you think that's...
We're gonna find out next week anyway. I don't need to know what the pet does.
No, I don't think...
No?
I think that's just like a tease. It's like, oh, hey, if you know the comics, then this armored dude is going to make sense to you.
Well,
but if you don't... And I only know it because one of my coworkers plays the game on the phone, and he tells me about all the characters.
The only thing that would be, like, so shocking that I wouldn't want revealed is if it's, like, a fucking dinosaur. But, like, anything else...
That far off.
Yeah, anything else, I'm not gonna, or a dragon or something. Like, I'm not gonna be super, like...
Ezekiel is actually Khaleesi. Spoilers.
Like, I mean, what is it, an armadillo? Like...
No.
A parrot?
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna type it into the Skype chat, and you tell me if you give a shit. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and if anyone at home really wants to know, just Google it.
Just Google it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know how the hell they're gonna do that, but.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and to mirror that, we did have Glenn saying, like, there's a lot about this world that we don't know.
Yeah.
We thought we did, and these saviors know more. And guess what? That might mean that there's a lot more settlements out there.
The only thing I'm going to say about this so-called pet is it's technically rideable. I hope they do that.
Technically rideable.
I'm okay with that.
So, yeah.
All right. Did I miss anything for this episode? I don't think so. Truck dicks, shag apple. All right.
It's like the name of the worst truck stop ever.
Truck dicks and shag apple are the two things that you say when you're like, did I cover everything? Not Carol, not Daryl. Truck dicks and shag apple. That's it. We got it all. It's done. We got it.
Can we open up a store with that name? Truck dicks and shag apple?
Yeah. Well, they'll...
Shag apples, we have to pluralize it.
No. The truck stop is going to be truck dicks, and then the seedy bar next to it is going to be shag apple.
Got it.
Okay.
Great.
So, next episode is called Last Day on Earth. To save one of their own, Rick's group must venture outside the walls. Their experience changes their lives forever. It puts the team in danger.
They fight the living dead.
But during the Talking Dead, they showed a clip which was very nice, and I approve wholeheartedly. And it's Father Gabriel breaking down, the plan.
Yeah.
And then he asks Rick, "Do you really trust me to do all this?" And Rick's like, "Yes."
And I remember it not being too long ago that we were just like, why are you handing him the baby? Like, what? Why? Don't know.
Well,
and none of us felt comfortable with that.
And that's what I thought when I saw the scene where I was like, he trusted you with his child. Of course he trusts you to do this thing.
Right.
He trusted you with his child, and you didn't let him down. Of course he's going to trust you to, do what you got to do. Mm-hmm. I'm thrilled.
I'm behind thrilled. Father Gabriel now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Big fan.
I'm on that train.
I did not think I would ever come to like this man.
Yeah.
And they turned it around for me.
But there have been so many times where at least I have, rooted for him. I'm like, oh, come on, dude, you can do it. You can sack up. And he's finally done it, and he's proved himself.
I never gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Now he's at this point where he is contributing. He knows what he has to do, but he's still like, do they trust me? I've done all this stuff that's not so great.
Yeah.
He's still unsure. I hope this is the solidifier where Rick is like, yeah, you go, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I
that's
do want
finale.
to shout out one more thing when Rick was like, by the way, Michonne took your protein bar.
I forgot about that. Oh, I laughed so hard.
Yeah, that was good.
He's just like, I know.
That was so funny.
Because I can just picture the conversation with them. Michonne, I have to ask you something. What is it? Did you take his protein bar? Yes. Don't tell him.
Are you kidding me? She would have been so proud. She's like, he doesn't even know I took his protein bar. Hilarious. So, John, where can the people find you?
Pass. I mean, at no more. On Twitter.
You can find him at Pass.
I was just passing because I didn't know the answer.
Dom, where can people find you?
I too shall pass.
This too shall pass.
You can find me down below at Phenomedom, PHENOMEDOM.
Do. And you can find me at Clio Moto on Twitter, Twitch, and Pinterest. And you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast. Twitter, Gmail, Google+. Right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time, bye-bye. I'm actually choking.
It's got to catch up to us at some point.
Yeah, really.
Hail Satan.
We have the MySpace.
Whoa.